That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad question.
Moving on to the next scene. FAMU has hired its new coach, Charlie Ward, the former Heisman Trophy winner, former standout at Florida State, turned NBA professional as well, Charlie Ward. I found out this man played for the Knicks just last night. I'm young, and I'm from the South, so I don't know like all about the Knicks history and everything like that. But there's a lot of like celebrities and stuff like that that played for the Knicks and in the NBA in general in the 90s. Like you think about Master P, you think about Tisha Campbell's ex-husband. What's his name? Dwayne. Tisha Campbell's ex-husband. Hold on. Tisha Campbell ex-husband. His name is Dwayne Martin. Dwayne Martin, who's like a famous actor. He played for the Knicks in the 90s. You know, it's just, and now Charlie Ward, the Heisman Trophy winner, played for the Knicks. It's just things that I always think about. It's like the Knicks have a rich history, and the NBA had a rich history in the 90s of like letting celebrities play. But Jeff Van Gundy, he spoke about the hire of the new FAMU coach, and this is what he said. I think this is a stroke of genius by FAMU. I think that players and parents that choose to send their young man there, they're going to be absolutely thrilled. He's going to coach basketball very well. He's going to teach decision-making and invest in who they become. His wife and kids are phenomenal. They have a heck of a family coming in to lead that program. Shout out to Jeff Van Gundy. Excuse me. I'm about to say Sam Van Gundy. Shout out to Pete as well for posting this. He's like the senior, or as you see, senior football college writer for ESPN. He's been doing a lot of basketball stuff this offseason. I appreciate that. Shout out to Pete, a great journalist. And I also appreciate him for giving Liv props the last time that he sourced her and he did a thing. So shout out to Liv for Hoops as always. We support Black independent media. We support HBCUs on this side. The 5-year contract and details for Charlie Ward will be brought to the front of FAMU's Board of Trustees today and most likely will be approved. Ward, a first-round pick in 1994, played 11 years, Knicks, Spurs, and Rockets. He played multiple years. This hire will be the 16th FAMU men's basketball coach. And Liv played for the women's basketball team at FAMU. She's a Rattler herself. So shouts out to Liv, man. Kill it in the media space and giving us some breaking news and great stuff as well. So that was before the day, right? That was at the beginning of the day. And then the end of the day, we got this from Offscript. Shout out to Offscript. Once again, another independent media platform talking about HBCUs. Breaking. Charlie Ward's 5-year deal to become FAMU's men's basketball. Year 1 will be $175,000. Year 2, $185,000. Year 3, $195,000. Year 4, $205,000. Year 5, $215,000. And that is a total of $975,000 over 5 years. Cha-ching! Charlie Ward's FAMU buyout clause, if he leaves with 12 and with a year left, that's $200,000 to a Power 4 school or the Pro League. $100,000 if he goes to another SWAC school. And it's $50,000 if he goes to another non-Power 4 school, not in the SWAC. So if he goes to like a mid-major, it's $50,000. FAMU is protecting their investment early. So they must believe in this guy. If this is a buyout clause and all of that. And this goes back to the coach. Who was the coach that said in the NIL portal, like, if we lose guys to Power 4 schools, they should buy them out? Who was that said that? I believe it was the Texas Southern coach that said that. It was a great idea. Charlie Ward, like I said, I think just his name, being a celebrity, being a Heisman Trophy winner, I think that's going to bode well for recruiting and stuff like that, because you got to think about the parents as well. Like, you're going into parents' homes when you're recruiting college kids, when you're recruiting high school kids. And those parents are going to remember the days of Charlie Ward being the man, whether it be a Knicks fan or a Spurs fan or anybody else, or just a Florida State fan or a Heisman Trophy winner. And then he's recruiting and he's coaching in Tallahassee, where he runs that area. Like, he runs Tallahassee. If you're one of those, I remember when Travis Hunter first flipped from Florida State to Jackson State, right? And people were like, why would he do this? This is so head scratching. This is the most surprising move in the history of college athletics. I'm like, how is it surprising? A kid that's a cornerback and a multi-positional, multi-sport talented generational athlete, right, commits to a school, Florida State. Which generational, multi-sport, multi-positional athlete that went to Florida State can you think of that played cornerback? I'll give you just a chance to think about it. What do you think when you think of cornerbacks that go to Florida State historically? Who do you think of? Shouts out to Myron Rolle for his role in the secondary and everything that he did going to Oxford and everything like that. That's kind of my generation to think of that. But just in general, history, who do you think of? Of course, the man that he went and flipped to play for. You will go to Florida State as a cornerback because you want to be from the greatest, and the greatest went to Florida State as a cornerback. Why not just play for the man himself directly and get the lessons from the man himself? I don't understand why that was such a big deal that he went to Jackson State. A kid that was committed to Florida State went to Jackson State because the reason why he went to Florida State in the first place was probably because the guy who's coaching at Jackson State. Anyways, so I say all of that to say this man being a Florida State legend, recruiting in the Tallahassee area, working in the Tallahassee area is going to bode extremely well for him. He's going to dominate that area when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to keeping the Florida boys in Florida and at his program. I'm excited to see what they do in the SWAC, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. And the SWAC is exciting right now because you got over at Jackson State, you got Mo Williams. And it's exciting, bro. It's exciting. Mo's trying to get some more money for NIL so they can get some more depth to go along with Kevion Hunt and Deshaun Ruffin. That combo, like Deshaun Ruffin's a McDonald's All-American. He still got something in his bag. It's an exciting time, bro. It's an exciting time in the SWAC. My boy, Kentavious Dozier over there, who was like the leading scorer and the best player on Grambling State for the past 2 years after transferring in from a JUCO. Thanks to the new JUCO transfer rules and stuff like that, he has another year of eligibility, and he's using that year of eligibility to go to Alabama A&M. And then you have Alabama State as well, who won the first 4 games in a very exciting fashion. So it's like the SWAC, man, got some look. Alabama A&M, Grambling State, got to respect them for what they've done in the past. Jackson State and Mo Williams, and now FAMU. Look, and is Brody still at Bethune-Cookman as the coach? Hold on, let me see. Bethune-Cookman, men's basketball coach. Who's the coach there? Is it still Reggie Theus? Reggie Theus is still the coach. He's still the coach, bro. So you got Reggie Theus as a coach at Bethune-Cookman. So that's one former NBA veteran and former NBA coach and Big Three coach, Reggie Theus at Bethune-Cookman. You got Charlie Ward now at FAMU. You got Mo Williams, former NBA All-Star, former teammate of LeBron James at Jackson State. You got Alabama State coming off of an NCAA tournament win in the first 4. And you got Alabama A&M, who just got the best kid from Grambling State, which was been one of the best teams in the SWAC the past couple of years. SWAC ain't gonna be no joke next season. So whoever come out the SWAC and go in the tournament, I expect them to win. If they place them in the first 4 again, I expect them to win. I don't say that right now. I expect whoever comes out the SWAC to win the first 4 games next season. You heard it here first. All right, so there's that. Congratulations to Charlie Ward. Best of luck to you and your family, and best of luck in building that culture and keeping it up in FAMU with basketball and stuff. But the FAMU coach went to another school, right? Like, that's how this all happened? I don't know, man. It's some good basketball, bro. All right.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question. Brandon,
We
you want one quick
can't
question?
ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.